This is the Common Show.
It is definitely not a matter that we should take lightly. Probably it is one of the reasons why some of us are very persistent. We have stayed on message. We've been working very hard to see that the status quo, changes. And if this status quo must change, we cannot do the things the old way. You know, we have had a culture that's a recycled culture, the same way. Whether it is PDP or APC, we will not have much of a difference. If you recall, you find out that since 1999 to date, when we started this Fourth Republic, you find out that this nation, on a daily basis has been degenerating. Corruption has been attaining new heights. If the Obasanjo administration stole 6 billion, it is very likely to argue that Jonathan's administration stole more than that. And now we can argue most effectively, most convincingly, that this administration is stealing a lot more than that. And if this administration leaves and we have something like Atiku or Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president, of course, there will be no Nigeria in the very near future of this country, in the very near future. So, the only person right now on the field, on whose shoulders lie the collective, aspirations and hopes and dreams of the people of Nigeria today, is Peter Gregory Obi. And this is very key. This is germane because it's our story since this Fourth Republic began hasn't been. We had a state period where Nigeria probably would have, shaped in a new direction, and that was the period where we had somebody like Musa Maru Yaradua. Yaradua, in his very brief moment as president, set a different tone for this country. Yaradua probably would have set that footnote for this nation. Today probably, if Yaradua had not died, probably Nigeria would have been a much better nation. People would have been happier. The true meaning of citizenship would have been experienced by all of us, because the man came very unbiased, and the things he was putting in place, they were to drive that agenda of national unity, of national cohesion, national growth and development. But for whatever reason, he died. And since he died, and all the antics of, this thing should be the Northern or this and all of that, and Jonathan came on board and blah, 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 we know what the story is. I am not here to, for people who sort of, in the recent past were making some case for Jonathan. I personally refused it. I rejected it, because at the end of the day, this evil we have right now, to be very honest, without dwelling on Jonathan, it was the failure of the Jonathan administration, that paved the way for the particular evil we have right now, bedeviling this nation and all of that. I mean, just before I started doing this broadcast right now, I saw a video of somebody who is talking of bandits kidnapping people around Inewi area. I've not really listened fully and all of that. That is the story of Nigeria state today. When you go to UK advisory on travel to Nigeria, American advisory on travel to Nigeria, Nigeria is effectively declared by the whole world today as a terrorist nation, and everybody's advising their citizens, do not travel to Nigeria. If you must, they mark certain areas, particularly in the north. Never you venture say you want to visit some of those areas. So you see the Western world, they have effectively labeled Nigeria a terrorist state. This is why Nigerians who are supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu must look again. Very importantly, they must look again, because again, there's another audio that surfaced. I don't know if I can even get that, if I can even play that audio of were alleged, and it's alleged that it was Shetima who was actually talking that of it. I'm talking of the running mate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was talking there. We could see a man consumed with nepotism, a man consumed with my tribe first, my tribe second, my tribe third. I mean, and that is a man that I don't know, I cannot verify independently if it is this, if it's him, but the audio came out. Maybe we want to take a listen, a bit. Let's take a listen. I mean, who knows? Let's take a listen.
Alhaji, congratulations. Thank you very much, Kule. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Honestly, I accept your congratulations, even though I'm PDP. Because I remember one time when the fighting in Borno, when our people were being killed left and right. Then what is it, Alhaji? I said, do you remember one time when our people were being killed in Borno State, left and right, Bauchi, Gombe, everywhere in the north? Of course. I remember you were saying that was there any Southerner among us? We were the one killing ourselves. I always remember this statement, Mr. Kule. But look at this today now. Today our brother is in charge, and I'm sure he made it clear to the world. The first thing he said was that he was moving the command of Nigerian army to Maiduguri until when Boko Haram is over. So if not your brother as a president, who will do it for you? But we could have done it to anybody in Nigeria. But you can see that some people refuse to do it for us. So really, today I understand why we have to have the presidency, honestly. No, it's like that, Kule. Kule is like that. Because how can anybody convince us that some miscreants cannot be dealt with by Nigerian army? Why can't we believe it was deliberately left? Even if there is no involvement of government hand in it, why can't we believe that it was deliberate? Let them kill themselves. Well, it has come out even very clear, because it was at a point in our campaign, they were saying that by the killings of Boko Haram, there will be no population again. In fact, let me tell you why the North insisted that Jonathan has to go, because we had the plan that if Jonathan continues, the same problem will happen in Kano, the same problem will happen in Sokoto, the same problem will happen in Jos and Ebro until when our population is depleted. No. We have had a wonderful experience, honestly. In order to avoid the problem, that's why I said the people. So whether he accepted or not, the North it was clear voting now. What could he have done? Remember what Babangida did for us? Babangida, you see, what happened was, even when Babangida did it, you understand? Yorubas were divided religiously. To the extent Muslims Yorubas stood their ground and said they were not supporting Jonathan. They even refused to attend the meetings of the Jonathan. The papers are there. They are significant politically, and they allowed us to maintain some position. But in the case of Yorubas, they were sliced out of the whole system. So or not so. They did do that. Now, East and the North, they enjoy the Jonathan. Exactly. I'm coming now. The Yorubas, even if we want to leave this country, we must get this power out of the hand of the Igbos and reposition ourselves. Jonathan, the Northerners really benefited from that Jonathan too much, Alhaji. Hey, we have the calculations of the government. We agree. What can he do? He must now. I am coming. He really helped Northerners in 1979. I am coming, please. They helped Shagari. Listen to me. Not that they help themselves, gentlemen, please. We don't need anybody in this country. They help themselves. All the businesses Igbos are doing, we are going to bring it and do it. Do you get me? Of the Igbos have made the illiterate Northerners who have not gone to school to realize now, I said they are powerful. They are on their own. Nobody can deceive us again. We are wise now. Businessmen, they are businessmen. No, what I'm telling you is that Rochas he's running to Sultan. He didn't know Sultan has no significance in this government. Even last 2 days he was in Sokoto. He didn't know that even Sultan has no significance in this government. He was in this north. It was Rochas State, Imo State, that they started saying that Hausa people must have ID card to live in that state. Yes. Parts and tires and medicine. So or not so. It's so allergic. This and do it in the north too. Simple. Yes. We don't have ancestors, but if Buhari today, as president of this country, want to buy land in the east, he will go and negotiate everything. Tomorrow the chiefs will come.
Anyway, I will just cut in that audio, so that we can listen. I mean, it's everywhere. It's all over the internet. We can look for it and watch. That is alleged to be Shetima, the running mate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, what you would ask yourself is, a man who speaks like this, who is this divisive, is this kind of man that will want to be in the presidency? A man who wants to alienate certain segments of Nigerian state? If you listen, you will shed tears. Like, are these the kind of people that we want to entrust Nigeria in their hands? If truly this man is, I know I cannot independently verify, but his voice sounds like his. If truly that this man is Shetima, the running mate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and somebody is still sitting there, campaigning for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, man, some of us can easily call you enemy of Nigeria, because right now we must unite around the common purpose. Over the years since the creation of Nigeria, we have always cried, my tribesman. It must be Hausa by the Hausas. It must be Fulani by the Fulanis. It must be Igbos by the Igbos. It must be Yorubas by the Yorubas. That has been the case. And yet, over 60 years after independence, this is where we are. The worst of it all is that with the opportunities that globalization now offered us since 1990 date, that we now have a nation that cannot feed herself. We are still debating whether students will return to class because of ASU strike. Life expectancy is reducing every day. We have become the poverty capital of the world. We have systematically become a terrorist nation because of all of these myriad of issues, starting from you and I. We have jettisoned and thrown overboard competence and love for nation rather than self. That is our key problem. And it's so sad that I have some of my Yoruba friends, smart and learned people, who still sit down and I cannot look at the overall good of everybody. Who still sit down in the corners of nepotistic backwardness to say that it must be a Yoruba man must become president of Nigeria. I don't have any problem against a Yoruba man being the next president of Nigeria, but I have a huge problem with Bola Ahmed Tinubu being the next president of Nigeria. If the PDP, the APC have thrown out the best amongst them, another very Yoruba erudite person. Now we are not making the case. We are not discussing age or what's it called? Or controversies with certificate or this or e-head or lack of understanding of the time that we are in. I would have liked such a healthy discussion that we have somebody that a YouTube person, a compliant person to the time that we are in, a prepared person. So, Mr. A from APC is marching toe-to-toe with other candidates. When I say, okay, we have Peter Obi here, bright, intelligent, smart. He's been there. He can do it again. And we have somebody else again in APC. Wow. It's another very bright personality and all of that. And that discussion is like that. We're not looking for the best of the three on the field. Then this argument will be beautiful. But look at the case we have right now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has chosen a running mate with so much baggage of division, baggage of insecurity, baggage of agenda that Nigerians do not yet understand. Please let's not forget that before Bola Ahmed Tinubu chose his running mate, he had some meetings with the current president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, and many people already know, situate Muhammadu Buhari. Many people have argued that the only agenda Buhari came to fulfill in Aso Rock is to Islamize, is to Fulanize or Fulaninize Nigeria. That's I mean, the Hausas make that case, many people make that case, and all of that. And that the only thing Buhari sees is Fulanization, not even Islamization. Because if we talk of Islam, we have Islam in the south, we have friends, everywhere who practice Islam and all of that. But we see how this administration has been patronizing these terrorists, as the case may be, in a nation where we have spent trillions fortifying our own security apparatus. In that same nation, uncircumcised human beings in the name of being some criminal terrorists, we face Kuje prisons and release captured Boko Haram suspects and take them away. Till today, nothing is happening. It's like business as usual, and we're having a very important election coming. As we speak, the allegation is not going away that Sheriff, what's it called, Shetima, the running mate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is one of those who brought Boko Haram into this country for his own selfish interest, and at some point lost control and could no longer control them. I am not sure proper investigation has taken place, whether he has been arrested to investigated properly. There have been fingers all over. The same Shetima allegedly is the one in that audio I played just now, who is not speaking to peace in this country, but speaking to nepotistic ideology, nepotistic agenda, dangerously so. And yet, if that is him, or if that was him talking, this is the man that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be campaigning with. When Bola Ahmed Tinubu, won the APC ticket, I had been very vocal against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But in my mind, I gave a little window, like many Nigerians did, to say, let us look at who his running mates may be. That may probably instill some confidence. Let us wait. As a matter of fact, the man he now chose, in many respects, Nigerians are even more afraid of that man than even the Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when you look at it, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from what we can see publicly, many can argue that the man is unwell. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, every time he appears in the public, he's shaky. People even can even allege that it is possible that this man is having Parkinson's disease. It is possible that this man is having some elements of dementia, because we have seen all of this play out publicly. Does it mean, as many have assumed, that there's an agenda in the core north to make sure Bola Ahmed Tinubu wins the election? Let me not use the core north. I don't want to make any allegations. But could it be that Buhari wants Bola Ahmed Tinubu to win because of the thinking maybe he may not survive the tenure, by which time power can easily go to his running mate, who will be a trusted ally, to see that the agenda of Buhari continues. And that is why they have to jettison everything and make sure that, the best person that can pick up that call, that can be in that position, will be another Muslim person. And so they disregarded the possibility of having a Christian as a running mate. That may not be too much of an issue, whether it's a Muslim or Christian, may not be too much of an issue, but it is an issue because of the way our country is wired, because of where we are coming from. All of these things begin to count. And you now brought a man whose character Nigerians have issues with right now. Nigerians, I want to appeal to us, particularly my Yoruba brothers. I speak with Yorubas these days a lot, and it is so sad that a number of them I come across, it is not whether they are not interested whether Not all, with all due respect, there are so many Yorubas that have said whether rain falls or sun shines, however it may be, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not be president of Nigeria. But there's quite a number of them. They're not interested in whether this country will be better. Or they're interested in that want to have a Yoruba man become president. Are we so selfish? Are we so selfish as a people? Can't we just look at the time that we are in right now? Even if we want to use that ethnic barometer to look at it,